Hi, everyone. It says I'm live. I hope I'm live. How are y'all doing this evening? It's 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock. It feels like 12 o'clock. And so I don't know what time it is. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I just wanted to pop on for a second. Let's see if I can get the comments going here. I want the live chat. Thank you. Baloo's Clues. Hey, sweetie. Oh my goodness, I'm home now. I'm home. Yeah. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. Hey, Kim. Darling, I've been praying for you, my sweet Kim. Hey, Rambo. I've called you Rambo all this time. I heard somebody else say Ramboo. I don't know which one it is. I thought, oh my goodness, I've called him by the wrong name all this time. I just wanted to pop in for a second to say hello and see how everybody's doing. J3GS, how do? Homestead in the wood. Rambo, good, good. Because, I mean, you and I have exchanged some mail, and I wanted to make sure I was saying the right thing. Hey, Kim. Yeah, Dark Lord. Hey, darling. Yeah, I'm not expecting very many people to come in here. It was the spur of the moment. I hope that you can hear me, and I think you can see me pretty good. But if you will give me a one in the chat, please, if you can hear me okay. It's the hearing part I'm worried about rather than the seeing, I think. And to type a little one in there. Oh, good. Chris Smith, thank you. Okay. All right. Everybody can hear me good. That's great. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I went on that cruise for the week and we got back to North Carolina Friday night late. Like we had a little mix up in our flight. And so our flight didn't leave until 8:15 p.m. See you clear as days and see you. Oh, oh, good, good, good. I need a vacation from my vacation. I really do. Oh, Cherie from Black's Tropical Homestead, darling, I love you, but you don't have to. You hear me, Rue? All right, good, good, good. Hey, Lynn. Y'all had a great Grace and Fire had a great live today with all the people that came in to win on her 500 subscriber giveaway. That was great. I've got y'all set on a coffee table. Let me pick Brownie up. He's an old man. He needs some help. Poor little Brownie. He needs some help getting up in his soft spot. Every time I have a live, people go, "What's that moving behind you?" Hey, Brooke Farmer, how are you? I should go live at night. Yeah, that's Brownie. I should go live at night more often. I get to see some of my people that I can't see during the day because everybody's working. I know 11 o'clock in the morning is a terrible time, and especially if you work nights, then you're certainly asleep by 11. My goodness, that's the time when everybody's busy. And I am going to be having my Tuesdays tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We'll have our good story and mail call and all those fun things. But I just wanted to say hey and see if there's anybody else out there. Hey, Nikki. Yeah. So I went on this cruise. It's the first one I've ever been on. It was like a floating city. I mean, I'm at work right now till 11 p.m. Oh, Rambo. And I had never been on one. So everything was sparkly lights, and the thing was 14 stories high. My sister kept saying, I don't understand how it can float. I just don't understand how it can stay afloat. She was a great travel partner. She was a wonderful travel partner. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, please. That'd be great. I would appreciate that greatly. And so, um, it it was also new. And there were some things I think I shared with some others that I was expecting but did not see. I was expecting a great big buffet that was laid out with stone crab claws and some shrimp and maybe some lobster. I don't know, because it was fancy chancy. Yes, it's a mess garden. Hey, darling. And hey, Rudy. And Mike's Garden. I saw you. Hey, Arlene. I saw you opening your mail call today and those mystery seeds. That was awesome. Anyway, there wasn't a big buffet. There was a buffet. It was small. It was on the 14th floor by the pool all day, and it was the same every day. Crab season was canceled because of overfishing due to another country. Starts with the letter C. Well, yikes. And I did have one of my table mates works for the North Carolina Marine Fishery, and she said, um, you know, don't eat that stuff when it's hot. don't eat don't eat things that live under the sea when it's hot. King crab would go down well right now. It would, wouldn't it? That's my very favorite food in the whole wide world. But the buffet that they had was around the pool, which they had three or four pools, I think. One was kind of for the kiddies because it had all the sprinklers, and little slides and things. And then they had one that was set aside that was just the adult pool. Was colder than ice cubes. I mean, it was cold, cold, cold. I heard that they drain the pool every day, every night. I can't imagine that they would drain the pool every night, but maybe that's why it was so cold. I don't know. I don't know. But it was freezing. And so I put my little tootsies in there, but that was it. That was it. And the lifeguards, y'all. Okay, so they're dressed in their lifeguard garb. They're covered from head to toe because they're in the sun all day long. They have to cover from head to toe, and they have their little floaty, waistband thing, and they do not speak to you. They don't smile. They don't look away from the water. They are on duty only the whole time. It was kind of like the Royal Guard, if you may, where you try to make the guards smile at the castle in England. Yeah, they weren't smiling. They didn't like it. Drain the pool so people don't skinny dip. Oh, yeah, that might be so. I don't. I thought it was probably from all the people that pee in the pool, but I don't know. I don't know. We had a wonderful time. And as you can see from the picture on this, my sister and I dressed up. Your roommate on the cruise is on the right now, left yesterday. The allure of the seas going to Mexico and Honduras. Okay. Skinny dipping is fun. Yeah, Black's tropical. Cherie and Bobby know all about skinny dipping. They got a beach that they can go skinny dipping at. But I can't say that I have never done that in my lifetime. I have many, many moons ago before children, late at night on a beach where there wasn't hardly anybody else. And I couldn't get nerve enough to take my underwear off. So was it really skinny dipping? Hey, Patty. Hey, Patty. So yeah, Nakey Nakey Beach. Okay, okay. Well, yeah, it was fun times. That was back when we used to go camping. There was about, gosh, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 couples, and we would rent. Yeah, that is cheating, but I just couldn't do it. And somebody said, "Man," to my husband, "your wife's butt is really white." I had white underwear on. I mean, it is really white, but I was very young and it was like 12 couples. And we rented 3 lots together. and we would have tents and one a couple of them started buying campers, and we would just have one big round thing. We ate all our meals together, and then we did exactly like we wanted to during the day. I spent most of the time in the water. It was Those were BC days before children, and it was wonderful. I had a great time. Oh, Peg-a-leg, you're a little bit behind, baby, but thank you. I appreciate that. And Patty, I'm so glad to see you. And Jarrett, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We used to cook tacos and we had spaghetti and we fried fish that the guys would catch and they'd play horseshoes most of the day. And it wasn't but 5 miles from my home, so it was cool because you could run home if you forgot something, but, that was the best kinda camping for me because it wasn't too far to go, but it was far enough away that you still stayed there to sleep at night, and there was always a little band that played. I'm glad to catch you live. You usually are on when I'm at work or something. Steph, I know, that's why I thought, "You know what? Monday nights at 6 o'clock is open again for most of my friends anyway. And I I just thought maybe I'd just come on and say hey to everybody, talk about the cruise and dressing up. All right, so Wednesday night was the night that you were supposed to be able to meet the captain, and they had a dress code where you were supposed to dress up. I'm with you, Ian. If I were to skinny dip now, I'd scare young ones gray haired. Yeah, I don't want to clear out the beach anymore. I just, no, you don't want to. There's a, no. I wear a bathing suit that kind of covers me from here to my toes almost. But so we had a big time on the cruise. I didn't meet the captain though. Aren't you supposed to be able to meet the captain? Aren't they supposed to make the rounds to all the dinner tables? Our dinner was at 8:30 every night. So after dinner, by the time we finished, it was like 10 o'clock. And then Adrian from Tales of an Educated Debutante, who hosted this cruise, Tales of an Educated Debutante, if you get a chance, she's on Facebook and Instagram. You might want to go over there and say hey and tell them that Andale sent you. It was late. It was very late. And so we would have a social from 10 to 11, and I would make it for about 20 minutes each time. Jesse's in here. I didn't see you, Jesse. Hey, sweetie. I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was going live, but it was really a spur of the moment thing. And Jesse's just the best. Hey, Mona from Sifting Some Soil. Are you going live in the middle of the night again tonight, honey? I would be asleep at dinner. Oh, no. Well, see, what happened was, no, I mean, I did have a couple of cocktails on the boat. I did. I had a Bahama Mama. I had a Sea Breeze, and I think I had a Pina Colada. I mean, it was fun. We had a good time. But there were others that waited to eat anything but drink most of the day. So by the time they got to dinner, and they were, I mean, they needed to eat something. They were having a big time. It was a lot of fun, though. No judgment. No judgment. Everybody was under the big girl program. Big girl. We had a few husbands that came, but everyone was in the big girl program. But you look after yourself. It's all good. Salute, salute, Uncle Stu. Hey, sweetie. I hadn't seen you in a long time. Broke Farmer. Maybe at the Soul Family Expo, maybe I'll break bad and have a drink. I'm a cheap date. I can tell you. I am a cheap, cheap date. Oh, one of my earbobs is going dead. That's a shame. Hopefully, we'll still be able to hear me. But yeah, it's fun. I do a lot of giggling, I can tell you. Just having a social drink. You take too much medicine now? I understand. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay. I'm married to someone that has a left turn. She's going to go straight. So I'm used to Miss Hammond. Yeah. You are, honey. You are, Jesse. I started to text you and call you, but I didn't want you to be working. I mean, you and Sherry both. I didn't want y'all. I didn't want any of the mods, G Mama Grows or Scott from Rambling with the Brooms. I didn't want anybody to work. I just wanted you to maybe enjoy, come in and have a seat because it's not that many that's going to be on here tonight. Can y'all hear the low battery please charge thing that's going on here? It's this ear bulb. I think I'm going to turn this one off and tell me if you can still hear me. How many times did you chum the Caribbean? None, honey. I didn't. Yeah, they are great mods. I didn't. I didn't have to. I sound fine. Okay. Good, good, good. Um, I didn't have to. I wasn't sick at all. I mean, I wasn't sick at all. There was a day on, thank you, Jesse. On what day was it? Wednesday, we were supposed to be at sea the whole day. And so Tuesday night late, there was a gentleman that was apparently had some pretty severe health issues. And so, first thing during the night, the wee hours of the morning, Tuesday and early Wednesday morning, the boat turned around and went back all the way back to Miami, y'all. It went all the way back to Miami, and they had a sea rescue that came out and got him. Now, I was expecting, I mean, the waves were doing this for that um, rescue boat. I thought, how in the world are they going to get somebody on a stretcher on that boat? And yeah, so it made a big U-turn. It went back to Miami, and but the guy leaped from our ship to their boat, so he couldn't have been in too bad a shape. I can tell you, he didn't. He stepped right on it. And everybody was clapping and saying yay, that kind of thing. And so as soon as he got on that rescue, they took off full speed. And I could feel, you know, if it's full speed, I just, my equilibrium was a little off most of the day. It didn't do anything but make me sleepy. It made me sleepy. But we went around and we were able to see a show. They have several shows on there, and they had one that's Once Upon a Time. It was like I did not get seasick. I didn't, thank goodness. I never have really. I've been on the water most of my life, and I never have gotten seasick. Not saying that I wouldn't, but I've just been really lucky to not get seasick, I think. I was in Sea Scouts when I was a kid. There was a time that I did feel a little bit weird because we got trapped on the boat in a storm one time in Sea Scouts and was covered in water and always started sinking. So we were bailing out the bilge water and covered in oil from head to toe, going like this the whole time in a small boat. It was a small boat, cabin boat. But and I didn't throw up then either. So and I was below deck, so that was good. Wait till the Alaskan cruise in July 2025. It'll be awesome. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That thing is going to be 7 days, Jesse. You've never heard of Sea Scouts? Sea Scouts is a youth organization that teaches kids like port and port and starboard, aft and forward, the head, the name, all the names of the boat. It was fine until I got back on dry land. Yeah, I did took me a minute to get off of my sea legs. I can tell you, I was wobbling a little bit. But it teaches you how to tie knots. It teaches you really kind of the Navy way of being safe on a boat. I loved it. It was great. And because where we live is surrounded by water, my mother thought that it was important that I learn that. I learned how to tie a square knot. I learned how to tie a hangman's knot. I learned all these things. And I'll never forget that experience. It was wonderful. Thank goodness I didn't have to use it on the cruise. So anyway, I do want to that was great. I wish I had that when I was a kid. Yeah, it was and we would go out on cruises and most of the time it was just a day cruise, but this particular time it was Easter week and everybody was out of school, so we took a cruise over to Little Washington several hours by water away, and then a storm came in and we kind of got trapped. And then we started getting out, and our anchor drug up a tugboat line, a big tugboat line, and it wrapped itself around the propeller of the boat. So we were stuck in limbo. And then a couple people tried to go down and untie it. They couldn't get it off. We had to call the Coast Guard. By that time, my mother had already called the National Guard and the Coast Guard and everything else to make sure that I was okay. And they towed us back in to Elizabeth City. Yeah, and it was it was a crazy, crazy time, but I'll never forget it. I had a great time. My mama never let me go on it again, but I did have a good time. It was beautiful sunsets, was gorgeous. We went to Nassau. I'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow on the because there were some eventful things that happened in Nassau. Nothing real bad, but could have been. And I ate conch for the first time. That was cool. Miriam and I, my sister and I went together, and that was wonderful. Hey, Belt Lou, sup, baby? I'm so glad to see you here. I'm so glad to see you here. And so, Steph, you've never been on a cruise either. You've been on river cruises that are short from St. Louis. I went on the Viking riverboat cruise with my auntie in Europe. I mean, it sounds really big and official, and it was, but she was paying for everything, and it was fabulous. And I'm really glad. I really had a good time. You've never been on a cruise either, Lynn, or Belt Loop? Gosh. Well, I wasn't alone then. You have time because I'm almost 64, and that was the first one I ever went on. It was fun, but you do have to kind of get the mindset that you're sort of going to a place like Disney World or Universal Studios or Busch Gardens or like an amusement park because there's a lot of lines, and there's a lot of waiting for the elevators, and there's a lot of people. Now, the staff, hey, Felicia F.R. Humphrey, yeah, it's time to get going. You need to do it while you can still walk and do things. There were women on that cruise that Adrian had sponsored. That's Tales of an Educated Debutante that she had sponsored that came by themselves. One of them was 85. She was using a walker and she flew from the Midwest all by herself. Came on that cruise, brave woman. She was great, and I was thrilled to meet her, along with everyone else that were there. We were mostly really it was a lot of seniors. You young people would have been bored out of your skull. They did have some parties. I saw some young girls that were dressed in some pretty short dresses and some high heels, and they were heading up to the 14th floor to have a big party. You want to go one day, Steph? Well, let's see if we can't rub our two pennies together and go on that Alaskan cruise in 2025. I'm already starting my change jar for it to be able to see if we can't go in 2025. Only thing is, you like ladies in short dresses and high heels, Bellevue. I bet you do. They were cute, really, really cute. There was a time during that we were supposed to meet from 10 to 11 on like the 12th floor. Well, anything over the 11th floor of that particular ship is open, and you have to like climb stairs over the 12th floor. And it was 10:15 at night, and there was no one in any of the pools because they were all closed. And I was by myself on that deck. scared like a fish out of water. And there was a man that was walking behind me, and I kept trying to look and see, what are you doing? I'm the be ready girl. I was not ready. I didn't have any of my weapons with me. I didn't have any, I mean, I don't have armament, but I usually have something in my hand. I didn't have a set of keys. I didn't have my little anything. I didn't have anything. So I said, that's not good. I'm like, yeah, you just popped in and hit the thumbs up. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, darling. Bye. Hi and bye, Ola Joe. Thank you for coming in. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. She's a good buddy of ours. But anyway, so the spidey sense came out, and I turned my little self around, got back on the elevator, and text Adrian, said, I can't find you, and I'm going back to my room. She said, all right, see you in the morning. And yeah, didn't come prepared. And that's another thing at the airport that we had to wait for 8 hours in a steel chair and cement floor. Uh, um, Yeah, it was a long, 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 long day. I did come with some phone chargers, but none of my battery operated chargers. I was so busy packing the night before, I shoved it all in my suitcase. Well, my suitcase got checked, and so I didn't have access to it. Don't be like Ann. Be ready. Anyway, y'all, I didn't know if anybody had any kind of questions of anything that was going on. Um, The food was fine. It wasn't an endless buffet. They had Mexican food by the pool up until 6 o'clock at night. They did have a pizzeria that was open pretty much 20 hours a day. Technical difficulties happen to me all the time. And yeah, I know that was crazy. I mean, we almost had to fight over the outlet that sat on the floor by the outlet. Miriam, such a great travel mate. Oh my goodness, she was just awesome. She was fabulous. Everything was fine, everything was okay. We did exactly what we wanted to together and individually. It was fabulous. So, we had dinner at 8:30. There was a pizza joint, not a joint. It was like a restaurant, but you'd have to go in and sit down, and there was a little sandwich place that had just these little itty bitty pre-made sandwiches that you could get all day. And then they had an ice cream shop that you could get ice cream all day long, but none of these big Geek Squad raid. Oh, yay! Thank you. Thank you for the Geek Squad raid. That's so sweet. I appreciate that, y'all. But anyway, I don't believe that I gained the regular 10 pounds. Hey, crafty mom, M&T, Mike's chaotic, Jared talks, Psalm 146. Yes, I'm getting rated. That's so cool. Hey, motivation from the weightlifting geek, my dear, dear friend. Oh, see the world. Oh, yay, Geek Squad. Geek Squad. I don't say it. I don't say it like Joe says it. Hey, darling. Oh, Yankee Sister Live. Oh, my gracious. Yaya Best Live. Oh, everyone. Hey, he says hey to everybody in the chat. That is motivation from the weightlifting geek. Says hey to everybody. Thank you for sending your friends over here. I appreciate that. We were just chatting for a second because I hardly ever come on at night. YouTube is a little bit tougher to not step on your friends' toes, and I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. But about 6 o'clock, wanted to surprise you with a raid. Yay! You did, Joe. You did. Oh gosh, Lead Farmer's just getting ready to go live, and I've been on here for 30 minutes, y'all. Hey, Ruth in Georgia. And Kim Stage, her gardening, her life. Hello, Kim. I'm glad to see you. I'm good. How about yourself? I'm just doing work thing at the moment. Okay. Hi, Ruth. Patty's Southern Kitchen and More says. Yeah, Led is live. So I'm going to go ahead and get off. But I did want to say thank you all for all of your support and everything. Over on Instagram, things are going crazy and I'm blessed. I'm shocked. I don't have a clue why, but I'm thrilled about it. And I just really appreciate the love and the support that's over here. Some of the comments over there are pretty tough. So I just want to say good night. And remember, the Lord says, I know the plans I have for you, say the Lord. They're plans for hope and a future. They're plans for good and not to harm you. So you guys have a great night. Said that backwards, but it's all the same. He knows the words. I love you all, and I'll see you over at Led's house. Good night, everybody. Love you. See you tomorrow, 11 o'clock.